Hello everyone, welcome back to Kandeke Chess. In today's video, we are going to be going over the classical Queen's Gambit declined, the Cambridge Springs and the Catalan of the Queen's Gambit. So you can't be a world champion minus you knowing these main positions that occur in the following setups of the Queen's Gambit that I've just mentioned. So without wasting much of the time, let us go to the starting position of the Queen's Gambit. So the Queen's Gambit starts with d4, d5. A minute. Alright. So after d5, we see the move c4. So initiating the Queen's Gambit. Mostly the move that you are going to see is e6, c6, knight f6. So but in this video we'll be going over the move e6. So after e6 you play knight c3 as usual. Black's top response is knight f6. So after knight f6, we already discussed about the exchange variation where you capture the center pawns and have the Carlsbad pawn structure. But in this video, we'll be going over the classical with the move bishop g5, just pinning the knight with bishop. So Black's top response is bishop e7, then you play the move e3. So the essence of this video is to show you how to play purely positional chess, whereby we are going to be playing with a vision and understanding the key concepts in every move that you make, rather than playing just for quick wins, which I'm assuring you can't happen in most classical games and rapid games. So after playing e3, Black's move that you're going to see is h6. So Black's just challenges your bishop that is on g5. What should you do at this position, if I may ask? So the move to remember is just retreating your bishop with bishop h4, just playing passively bishop h4. So after that you are going to see the move short castle. So once short castle has been initiated, you can now play knight f3. So after playing knight f3, the top move that you're going to see is b6. So b6 is just trying to prepare the bishop coming to this long diagonal and keep pressuring the center indirectly by the bishop that is on b7. So after that, you are going to play the move bishop e2. So just playing bishop e2. Next, when the bishop comes here, you can even trade now. These are all top lines that I'm showing you. So once this is captured, you are going to bring your rook to c1, doing short castle like this, and the move that Black mostly plays is this. So this is the position that you're going to be reaching mostly in your classical Queen's Gambit, and this is the position that I want you now to remember what happens after this. So let's see. So short castle. So after doing short castle, the move that you are going to see is rook e8. So after rook e8, as usual what we discussed, you play rook c1. So after rook c1, you are going to see this move. So once this move has been played, you can see that you can try to create an imbalance on the queen side by even capturing. It's just safe, of which Black will be left with a lone pawn that is going to be on e7. That's going to be on a7. So that's the essence or the idea. If you want, you can even do this, just provoking this push. That's the idea. So guys, you need to remember and always reach this position if you are playing the classical Queen's Gambit decline. So let's go throughout the moves that we have already discussed. So the Queen's Gambit as usual, d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6. Remember we talked about the exchange where you do this after the captures, then you play the bishop here. After that, you are going to have this setup, bishop will come on g3, then the knight will come on e2, playing rook b1 and going for the minority attack with the move b4. That's the idea. Of course, you are going to see black trying to defend this pawn that is going to be on d5 with c6 move, but of which we know that us pushing the pawn on b5 is going to give us an edge, of which if they capture, we can recapture back with the knight. That's the calculation that is there. But in this video, we are talking about the move bishop g5 as usual. You see the move bishop e7, and remember e3 always. You capture, I'll capture back. That's the key idea that you need to take note of. So after that, we see the move h6. So once h6 has been played, we said you retreat the bishop, short castle, knight f3, b6. So the intention, you need to know the intention of each move. The intention of b6 is to remove the bishop here so that it can pressure this diagonal, rather than putting the knight here, because that will lose too much tempo, as I can call it. So that's the idea. So knight b going to d7 as usual has been replaced with b6, of which it will allow this. That's the idea that black is using. So as you can see, we see the move bishop e2, bishop b5, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, c takes d5, e takes d5, short castle, rook e8, rook c1, c5. So this is the idea now. So guys, if you reach this position, make sure to play your game very well, of which we talked about you capturing this point is just okay. And make sure you start now pushing, expanding on the queen side. As usual, we said that where your pawn chain is pointing, that's where your attack should be launched as usual. So that's the first variation that I wanted to show you. Going for the classical. So after the classical, the next variation that we want to talk about is the Cambridge springs. So d4, d5, c4. After playing c4, we see this move e6 again. Knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5 as usual. But instead of playing bishop e7, we see the move knight b to d7. This is a code move, guys, and if you're not careful, you can lose games just by this simple knight move. This is a very dangerous move, of which white should know what they are doing. So we continue with the same plan. This black's top move here you are going to see is c6, of which you play knight f3. The key move knight f3, and the purpose of knight f3 will be seen, because queen coming to f5 is the move that black always plays. So what you can notice is after black playing queen to f5, something has happened. The use of our bishop here is over. What should you do? Of course, to take is a mistake, but the move that you need to remember is playing this knight coming to d2. Just a knight retreat. As the saying goes by Vasil Vanchuk, a grandmaster, always says the best move sometimes comes from retreating your knight backwards. And this is a position where it has been illustrated, of which you see after the pawn on d comes to c4, the move that you should remember is not to hang your bishop by doing this capture. Notice that your bishop is not defended by anything. That's the key idea. So first you need to chop out this. After they capture, you can even do this. Now you are playing safe and sound. Nothing is wrong from this position. So let us see what happens if the knight retreating to d2 is not played. A simple great move. Yeah, this one, it even needs some exclamation marks. Let me see if I can put them. Sure. Okay, I'll check it out on how to do so. So after queen a5, the move to remember is just retreating your knight backwards. But what happens if you play any other move? What move can I make? So let me just say you play here. Of course, now you start receiving pressure from here. Not even from there. The first immediate move that you are going to face is this. Once you play this, this comes. Notice that the bishop is doing nothing here, plus it is attacked twice, plus your knight is also attacked twice, as I can put it. Now look at the pressure that you have created. So you can notice that the bishop coming to bishop g5 in the Cambridge Springs minus you playing knight coming to d2 somehow creates an imbalance in the system. So that's why the knight belongs to d2 in the Cambridge Spring. Remember, once you see queen a5, knight d2 is your savior. And if the capture occurs, do not capture back directly. First chop out the knight that is on f6. After they chop, then now you can play this. Yeah, you can bring out the bishop. That's the key idea. Simple and straightforward, guys. Chess is simple once you are understanding the concept. So let's see, this one is for the classical line. So for the Cambridge Springs, we talked about knight coming to d7, of which we are going to play as usual. This, they do this, you do this, they do this. Once this is being played, you retreat backward. We have seen the consequences of you playing any other move like this, of which this can be played. Once you do this, now an imbalance is made. So next they are looking at eyeing the b4 square, of which you don't even have b4 in this position, because b4 will be made with a direct capture. By the way, you are going to turn a good move into a blunder. So that's why you need to remember to bring your knight here. Now if they can't come here, you can just chop directly, plus defending your bishop. That's the key idea, guys. Simple and straightforward. So this sharp defense was even used by Alekhine to beat Capablanca in their 1927 World Championship match. So we see that the simple knight pin here pressured even the world champion. Capablanca himself also found problems for not playing the correct move. Just a simple knight retreat also caused a world championship game. So that's how chess can be lost in lots of positions. So after that, I want now to go for the last one, which I consider to be my most loved and trusted system of the Queen's Gambit, which starts with d4, d5, no, not d5, knight f6. So after knight f6, the move that I want you to play is c4. We still go for c4, playing in the style of the Queen's Gambit as usual. So after playing this, the move that you're going to see is this. And now you initiate the Catalan. World champion Magnus himself loves the Catalan because it pressures the g2 square to the a8 square using this diagonal. You see that what I can say is, if there's one thing that you need to keep for the rest of the game, is the bishop on g2. Don't trade it anyhow unless something critical has come about. So after this d5, we go for the Catalan itself. So after playing bishop g2, we see the move bishop coming to e7. Mind you, some may ask what happens if this happens. So you can just do this. Now they are helping you to develop, because we are gaining a tempo on this bishop. That's the idea. So at top level you won't see this move mostly, but rather you are going to see the bishop coming there. So once the bishop e7 has been played, you go for knight f3. What? Knight f3? Yeah, of course. When I was a total beginner, I thought, why can't black just take this and defend it? Yeah, it may look simple, but everything starts with queen c2. What do you do after this position? You do this, man. I'll do this. Do this, I'll chop you out. Like in the style of the Queen's Gambit, simple and straightforward. So, and once you start opening, what I can say is, once black starts doing this, just know that you are now in good position. Once they start moving these pawns, you are now opening. That's what I can say, guys. Because there are lots of ways that you're going to dispense these pawns, and I'm sure this pawn must die. So if black is careful and knows the variation, the move that you're going to see at the top level is this. Then you chop out the pawn, b5 is being played, queen c2 saves the day. So queen c2, we have seen that queen c2 is our main move in the Catalan. Mind you, this is the open Catalan. Why did I say it's the open Catalan? So once they go for the capture, know that the bishop comes alive, initiating the open Catalan. So the open Catalan starts with this. That's the open Catalan. This is being played, the closed Catalan. You need to take note of these positions, guys. So the open and closed Catalan. So for the open Catalan, we went here, this move, you take, they play this, you move back, just playing queen c2. The essence of doing this is just trying to activate the bishop, because black notices that there's something, a dangerous bishop that is here, which is doing lots of pressure on this diagonal. What should I do? They play bishop coming there. Let's see. Bishop b7. So after bishop b7, you need to play bishop d2. They are just developing the bishop. Knight c6. So knight c6 is being played. So after knight c6, you play e3. So e3 is just trying to add more layer to the d4 pawn. So that, because if you do short castle, captures will start occurring, guys. Yeah, that's what I can say. So you play e3. e3 is also the top move in most of the Queen's Gambit variations, as you can see. So the move that you're going to see is this. So after playing that, you can even chop it out. After playing bishop b4, this can be played. You can develop here, and the game continues. Next, you're looking at short castles. Short castles, rook coming here, chasing out this, and playing our top move, the b4, so that this move, we're trying to make it an inaccurate move, because it can't happen there and then, guys. Yeah, that's the intention, guys, of this top move. So we are looking at short castles. So if this is ever played, sorry, the knight comes here, you can just do short castle, because if they take, you take back. That's the idea. So going a move behind. So after e3, let's see. So after e3, where did we end? So e3, we talked about this. Then you chop it out. They do this. You just play this. Simple and straightforward, and keeping chess simple and straightforward as usual, guys. So e3, knight b4, bishop takes. Then you chase out this, as we discussed earlier. Doing short castle, rook c1, trying to pressure this file, and you're just playing chess, guys. So now we are going over the closed Catalan. So this system, guys, is going to win you lots of games. So the closed Catalan, as usual, so this one is considered to be a lower risk as compared to the open Catalan, because in the open Catalan, white has very simple standouts that they need to know, because they'll just play this. So let's see. Okay, this, instead of doing that, they'll close it, and you're just going to be playing chess after that, guys. So just putting the knight there, you can even do this. So now your bishop can shift, guys. That's all I can say. So because your pawn will be here, so your bishop needs to shift. So plans change as things evolve in chess. That's the key idea that you need to take care of, guys. You don't stick to the same plans, guys. So you need to be revolving and changing as usual. So guys, this was the wonderful lesson that I had for you guys. So next time we'll be talking over the Queen's Gambit, and we'll be going over the Meran and the anti-Meran systems. Guys, we are about to finish the Queen's Gambit, and the next thing that is going to be happening is just knowing the lines like a grandmaster, so that when we sit, no one can challenge us with our opening. It has been your boy, the only YouTuber from abroad, Kandeke Chess. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thank you.